Welcome back to Studio 1, where we have our guest today, and we're having a conversation with the Honorable Mayor Hazel McCallion, Mayor of Mississauga. Mayor McCallion, this is the 6th largest city in this country. Almost 800,000 people. Almost half of the population is first-generation immigrant. A very large contingent of Pakistani community calls Mississauga its home, especially in Streetsville, the area where you live and where you come from. How do you see, what do you see, where have you seen Pakistani community coming in and helping to build a city that you have envisioned?
Well, you know, this country was built on immigration.
Of course.
And so immigration is so essential to our future. And the impact that the Pakistani community has had on Mississauga is very impressive. They have come here, taken advantage of the many opportunities that exist, and made a good life here. And they have integrated. I would like to see them integrate more in the community. I encourage that. And I think we have to do more to invite them to become part of all our many community functions, etc. Because I think some people come into a new country are a little bit shy about becoming involved. So I think we have to go out of our way to encourage them. For instance, I'm hoping that we can convince the South Asian young people to become hockey players.
Of course,
our hockey associations are going down in their membership because of our multicultural makeup, and especially the large proportion of South Asians that we have in our city. And so we as a city, and the Mississauga Hockey League, we're going out of our way to get the young South Asians to put on a pair of skates.
Hey, you heard the mayor. Put on the pair of skates and come on and play some hockey, right?
Exactly.
Like a good old Canadian.
They're all great soccer players and cricket and field hockey. That's the sports that they know better from the country from which they came or they were involved in. So we got to introduce them to hockey.
Of course, and you're a great believer in the economic development and economic progress and prosperity of the cities and the individuals. You just came back from a meeting in France you were telling me about, and we wanted to talk about your vision of Mississauga. Where you see 1978 Mississauga, today's Mississauga, and where do you see Mississauga next? Where do you want to take it? Talk to us about your economic vision and other vision for the city.
Yes. Well, I think what we want to do is concentrate on certain clusters, like the financial, biotechnology, aerospace, and automotive. You know, I think you have to, when you want to develop an economic base, you have to make sure that you have the human resources available in your city to serve the industries that we're the third largest biotechnology city in Canada, next to Montreal and Toronto. Wow. And so therefore, and we have a very large, as you know, pharmaceutical representatives in our city. So. And we're so delighted now that we have the Mississauga campus of the University of Toronto that is 12,000 students there, expanding in a big way. And in September, I hope it's September, we'll be opening Sheridan College.
Yeah, your Sheridan College
now, you have to provide, you know, the business community and all your economic base needs qualified workers.
Of course.
And so it's important that you try to provide the necessary human resources that your companies will need. And we try to concentrate on that.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing. I would have asked you another question, and let me ask you that question, Mayor McCallion. You've been a mayor for such a long time. What's next?
Oh,
Provincial Assembly? Are we going in for the federal parliament? What is it?
Oh no, I will retire as mayor, and that will be it, and then I'll have to find something to do. I can't sit around.
I don't think anybody in Mississauga is going to let you go so easy, so don't worry about that. We are there, we're watching you every single step, not a worry. Talk to me about our proximity to the city of Toronto as we were discussing just before the break. It is difficult.
Yes, we have to be, like when we built our Hershey Center, which is a sports complex. We looked at Toronto, the Air Canada Centre, and looked at its capacity, which is 20,000. Well, we couldn't build another 20,000 in this area. So what we try to do is cut our cloth according to our needs.
Of course.
And so the Hershey Center accommodates 6,000. When it came to the Living Arts Center, I was very insistent that we build a facility that is not just for the performing arts, because any performing arts facility usually ends up with a huge operating deficit. So what we built the Hammerson Hall, which accommodates 1,100 people. Again, not in competition with the Thompson Hall in Toronto. See, so we have to be careful. Like I hope that in the next 4 years I will be able to, with the assistance of soccer groups, etc., to have the city build a stadium.
I can tell you a place for that. Eh?
Yeah,
I can tell you a place for that.
We need a stadium in Mississauga. The Hershey Sports Zone is just great. We have well looked after soccer, but we haven't looked after cricket as much as we should. And cricket is coming back in a big, big way. Again, we must recognize the makeup of our population. And the South Asians are a major portion of our population, and we have to address their sports needs and their arts needs and all their needs in regard to that in regard to making them feel at home and being able to live here with a quality of life that is acceptable.
Which brings me to the next question that I have, and I know it's very close and dear and near to your heart, and that is art and culture. You are one of the biggest supporters of art and culture in this city and in this municipality and in this province and wherever else I can talk about. Tell us your vision on the art and culture of the city.
Well, you know, I really believe that a city has to have a major program of art, culture, and heritage. First of all, we have to protect our heritage. And so many, many years ago, we started the Mayor's Gala to raise, to promote the arts as well, to bring the corporate sector into supporting the arts. It wasn't a major fundraising, it was more to introduce. Then and we used to hold the galas at the hotels in Mississauga, the Delta, etc. Then we built the Living Arts Center, and then we moved it right into the Living Arts Center so that we would be introducing the corporate sector and people outside of Mississauga to our beautiful Living Arts Center. And so when all the money that has been as a profit from the gala has gone to arts, culture, and heritage. We turned 2.3 million over to the community foundation specified for arts, culture, and heritage. So that has been our home. But we wanted to promote the Living Arts Center and to give the corporate sector the opportunity to support a major gala of some prestige. We brought artists in like Paul Anka and others.
The Four Tops there, and
we
everybody
had so many over the years that the gala committee paid a lot of money to, that would never be able to perform at our Living Arts Center because it's not big enough to produce the necessary revenue to attract them. So we introduced those very prominent people, performers, to the Living Arts Center. The Living Arts Center could not accommodate, like bring them in and sell tickets. 1,100 tickets is not sufficient.
Exactly, it doesn't cut it.
It doesn't cut it.
In a city as diverse culturally and ethnically as Mississauga is, and as big as Mississauga is, you holding again the art and culture of various communities near and dear to your heart, you also came out and you introduced a new department in the city, which is the Department of Culture. And then you also came out and you initiated about 5 years ago, the Art and Culture Strategic Plan for the city of Mississauga.
That's right.
And now we see the result, which is our Civic Square, Celebration Square, with a $20 million investment. And what a state-of-the-art thing you built there. Talk to us about that.
Well, you know, I felt so strongly that we would not be considered a city of any stature without major recognition of the arts, culture, and preserving the heritage of our city for future generations. And yes, 5 years ago, I set up a task force of a group of citizens under the leadership of Mr. Gillespie, the retiring president of General Electric. And he put together a group of, we put together a group of citizens, independent of the council, no councillors or the mayor sat on it. We said, go out and interview the arts community and the culture community and look at what is happening in other cities across Canada. They did an outstanding job and presented an excellent report to us. And from that, we hired a consultant to take the content of that report and put it into a form. And as a result of that report, we now have a department of arts, culture, and heritage, which we didn't have before.
Hold your thought. I want to talk a little bit more about that. We got to go to a short break. Keep watching Studio One, where my guest today is Mayor Hazel McCallion. We'll be right back.